Well, hey guys, it's March 30th, 2025, and the ice is pretty much off the lake. We've got just a little bit down there in the corner, and we're going to go out there and do a water quality test today. We're going to test for dissolved oxygens. We're going to test for the pH of the water, and just kind of do an overall assessment. We're going to go over here. We're going to start at the big lake, though. We're going to come here last. But we're going to go over to the big lake. There is no winter kill signs here at the small lake this year, which is always encouraging since we put that aeration system in the fall of 2022. That thing has worked magnificently. So, no signs of any dead fish this year on the little lake. The big lake, though, yeah, that's another story. Ice came off the night before last, which would be March 28th, about 3 weeks later than last year. Or, yeah, about 3 weeks later than last year. And as soon as the ice came off the next morning, there was a bunch of floaters. So we're going to go over there and check that out. See what's going on. But in the meantime, we got this dump cleaned up. It's looking pretty good. There's Patriot Hill. You always gotta have a flag out here if you're enjoying yourself. It's Patriot Hill if you didn't know. Anyway, we're gonna get out there and we'll show you what's next. All right, well, let's head down to the lake. We'll go down to the big lake first and do a water quality assessment. See what's going on down there. It'll be a long drive. Why don't you join me for a ride? Let's go. And just like that, we're here. That's never a good sign, is it? Dead fish right there, right at the boat launch. Last 2 years in a row, we've had some die-off here, and it's inexplicable on why that's happening. So we're going to take a look at that. Today's March 30th, and on March 28th, this lake was covered in ice 2 days ago. When the ice gives away out here, it really gives away. This year it melted faster than I've ever seen it. There's a little riser down there. The lake levels are about a foot low this year compared to last year, which is unfortunate. We had a huge snow in 23 and the lakes didn't come up really much. We had almost no snow in 24 and the lakes came up at least a foot. And this year we got a bunch of snow and some rain, so we'll see what happens. But it seems as if it takes about a year to charge the water table to bring it up, which is interesting. All right. Yeah, hop on in and then sit in the back, and then I'll push us out. Hopefully we're not high-centered on a rock. You never know. Good. I hear a rock down there. Ouch.
Calibrate do the oxygen first.
All right.
I turned it on and did this before I,
Do you want to do it out a little farther? Where do you think the optimal area is?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know last year we did it kind of right under the dock there, and I don't know if that was the best or not.
I went skiing yesterday, believe it or not.
Did you really? How
know,
was it?
Good, but they only groomed like 2 trails up at Sun Mountain. Then I went up Thompson, and it's just a climb,
We got 46 degrees on the surface already, though.
No, really?
Yeah, that's pretty warm, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Should get our fishing rods out here. We probably can knock them dead.
But yeah, it was good. It was icy because it got cold, the night before. So it was like pretty fast and firm, like icy.
Yeah.
I was more worried. I'm going up this. It makes it going uphill easier, but I kept thinking how far I want to go, because then I got to come down this, and coming down it when it's real icy, it's kind of hard to,
Right.
stop, slow down. Or I can anyway. But by the time I got it pretty high, close to the pass, so it's a ways. And then when I turned around, the sun had been out for a while, so then it started to soften up in spots, which is good. Then it makes it, you don't worry. You're not going to fly.
Were you up in like the shadows and the hills up there in the mountains?
I saw a big cougar track.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how fresh it was. But
Let's see how fast you can ski, huh? Try to get away from that thing.
It'll get you, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're out at 26 feet now, and it's 45.5 degrees water temperature. That kind of surprises me. It's that warm already.
Man, I hope we don't have a baker of a summer,
Right. Well, we had a cool winter, but... And, the snow... Well, the ice came off on the 28th. And... Last year it was off on the 11th. So, what is that? 17 days?
Yeah.
A little over 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it was earlier this year. Was it? I thought
it was earlier last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It seemed so early this year. To me, anyway.
And the end of March?
I didn't think it was going to be off. By the time I got home, I thought, no way.
This thing was covered in ice 2 days ago. On Thursday afternoon, I came driving down here, and this was covered in ice. And it was really breaking up. You could tell it wasn't going to last long.
I'm going to throw this.
And 36 hours later, there was no ice. I mean, that was incredible. But you could see why. The temperature's, well, it says it's 44 out here. But it's 44 degrees. Yeah, no, ice is not going to stay very icy for long.
Right.
All right, let's
throw it in.
You want to throw it in there?
But,
Well, at least you got maybe a last ski run in.
Yeah.
You might be able to sneak another one in there.
If I do, it'll be tomorrow, because I'm not going to go on the day after. I won't go Tuesday. Tuesday is the last day they're going to do anything. But there's a few people out there I saw. It was impressive, like, I'm just okay, but
What are we getting on our dissolved oxygen? Did you look at last year's numbers?
Nah, I'll write it down.
I'm going to put it in my notes.
It's looking good. It's pretty high right now. It's like 10.8 milligram per liter, but I'll leave it for, you know. So that's pretty good.
Is it 10.8?
Yep. No, it's giving me.
Oh yeah, that is actually. Yeah, that's pretty well.
21 is it's giving me.
I thought last year we were getting like 8.5 or something like that. It seemed a little low last year. But I
think even that's pretty good. But I'll check it because I have it. You know, I put it down in the spreadsheet. But give it a minute. So right now it's just saying 10.6, but it'll change a little.
It's going down.
Hopefully it'll keep doing that.
It'll stabilize.
Yeah, without an error.
Without an error, yeah, that's always a good idea. But that water temperature, gosh, that's really close. Mine says 44.26 on my transducer. And what does yours say? 44.4? 44.3. So, boy, those are pretty darn well correlated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's pretty good because it's just a little higher than neutral. Like 7 is like say neutral, so that would be a little bit alkaline, but not
784. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and that would be just a little bit alkaline, but not as high as we've gotten it.
Right. Last year was like 8.5 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was really high last year.
Yep. So.
Which is interesting because the water level is low. I mean, it's down like a foot versus last year at this time.
So I'll call it whatever. I'll wait a minute and then write it down, but we're gonna just go with it, and then I'll do it again for sure. And
is it 9.4 or 7?
It's 7. The bottom one's just for oxygen.
Okay. Yeah, 7.75.
Yeah, it's still dropping a little, but no, it's good. It's not going to go that much, I don't think.
We'll give it a minute.
I forgot the oxygen. You know, when you calibrate it, you just hold it up in the air. But I forgot the.
That makes it easy.
The pH one, I forgot they give you like I had
a solution.
Order, yeah. I had ordered the solutions. And
I remember last year you did that, right? You bought that stuff, and I don't know if you used it after that or not, but
I'd use it every month. Yeah. But
so 7.7 roughly.
Yeah, I mean it's still dropping, but I don't.
Seemed to slow down quite a bit though. It's kind of bottomed out.
That would be good if it didn't.
Maybe not.
If it wasn't as alkaline as last year, not that it was super alkaline compared to what they say,
There's a bunch of eagles right over here that were just. I mean, I've seen them there for like the last day. I wonder. It's probably where all the dead fish are at. We'll have to go over there and see what's going on.
Or we could call this 7.68. It hasn't done anything.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, call it good.
7.68. I saw some risers though, so obviously there's plenty of healthy fish in here. Did you talk to Pete? Did they put a new truckload in here?
No, I talked to him, but not about. I had a, you have to submit even if you're a organization like we are. You still have to submit.
Marking a bunch of fish.
Tax form.
A tax form?
Yeah, even if we're not making.
Oh yeah, it's a 501(c). Yeah.
So,
you do.
I went ahead. I had to call him up because I didn't have the password to log on to the IRS. You need a version.
Yep.
So then his wasn't working, so he changed it, and then it took me 2 times to. First time it brought me a page and it said it wasn't accessible or something. So I waited an hour or 2, and then it worked great, and I was able to submit it, no problem.
Yeah, what did you do? Just have to put like a revenue statement, like what you brought in, and
all they ask is, did you make more than $50,000? No.
Oh, well, that makes it easy.
It took me a minute. And then
good.
I had to put my name and address because it had the previous person's or someone else.
Oh boy, now the IRS is going to come after you.
Right.
You tried to do a good deed, now you're going to pay.
Yeah. I got to do it for the Twin Lakes for the water system we're on because we formed a 501, same thing.
Yeah.
And but I have all that information written down, and I won't have a problem getting on it. I know it's pretty funny they make you do that, even though you know. Charitable.
Well, we'll do a little quick lap around the lake here.
Yeah, sure.
And see if we can spot anything unusual other than the occupants in the boat. There's a dead fish. Let's go take a look at it.
He gives so many lessons to people, but he's really good. I mean,
there's a dead fish there. There's a dead fish there. This one over here looks pretty big.
Yeah,
let's go take a look at it.
Yeah, I wonder what kills him.
No, you'd think there's going to be some natural die-off, but the thing I find so amazing about it is that here I'm seeing floaters all over the place right here, you know, a couple bang bang. And this is a decent-sized fish here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Let's take a look. It's a, what kind of gills does it have? The gills look okay.
Uh-huh. Do you think any of these could have been from the fall that actually died, or they would have decomposed if they died?
Well, that one there looks like it's been decomposing for a while. That wasn't something that just died yesterday or anything like that.
I mean, you know, people. I'm guilty too, you know. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes fish die. I mean, there's a dead one in the reeds right there.
Yeah.
They're adult fish.
That one's got all kinds of moss growing on.
Yeah, that one's been dead for a while.
Yeah. So maybe some of these.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be maybe just, you know, fish that have been handled a bunch of times and they were already kind of weak.
Yeah.
It's probably because you went out and caught the same fish 20 times and, you know, finally gave it up. Huh, yeah, there's some pretty big ones, though. A variety of sizes, though. They're not all big, they're not all small. Let's go see what else we can find. Yeah, I got a couple big fish here. One on each side of the boat. Let's take a look at this one over here. Yeah, that's a big one there. Check this one out.
Yep.
See, and that one's been dead for a while too, because they're not going to get that moldy just because the ice came off yesterday. I don't think, anyway.
So maybe they didn't die just because of the winter or something in the winter.
They might have died. Yeah, they could have died anytime this winter or last fall. But there sure's a bunch of them all of a sudden. That's the part that I always find interesting. Is
I mean, yeah, they're nice sized fish.
yeah, definitely. I mean, 18 inches, 17 inches.
They'd live longer, you know, right? Right, like something like that could live.
I think they can live about 4 years. Because by the time they put them in, they're already, I don't know, probably 9 months old, I bet. And I think they only live about 4 years.
Unless some of them reach their, lifespan.
Well, they should be, you know, if you would think if these things were like 4-year-old fish, they'd be like 23, 24 inches. You know what I mean? They should be huge fish. I would think.
It'd be nice to get Ryan out here, and then maybe he could examine them, and he could figure out, maybe.
It's not happening on Little Time.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that's what's so interesting. If I saw fish on Little Twin too, I'd be like, oh, okay, interesting. I'd go out there and we'll go out there next.
It's nothing.
That's right, because he doesn't want to have to actually look at it. Right?
It happens all the time.
All right, let me pull this up a little bit farther. All right, come on up, buddy. Throw this thing on the trailer, and then we'll head over to the other side.
Sounds good.
That butt got wet. Actually, I'm just gonna load this up right here. No problem. Nah, I don't need a hand. Thanks, though. The only time I've fallen in actually doing this is that I just had, I think, about 4 too many beers that day. That's why I added the boards, actually, is because I fell in after that. That fly fishing drunk fest. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. My dad actually added these. My dad built hydroplane trailers for years, and so he basically modified this trailer and then built my other trailer.
Yeah.
He's a good craftsman.
Yeah, man, I like that idea. You know, because mine is tricky too, you know.
Yep.
So I have to look at it and see if I'm going to add, you know.
Yeah, you can do it. Just get some pressure treated and drill a couple holes in and secure them, man. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, it's safer.
What I usually do, I get it in water. You know, every time I launch mine, I just get it in water. I don't even try to walk on the, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's nice when you can stay dry and not have to worry about it. Hop in. And I've turned into such a fuddy-duddy that I don't even want to get my feet wet anymore unless I'm, wet wading for some big cutthroat.
Yeah. Finishing there, you know.
I don't even want to leave my boat in the lake. I'm kind of lazy. I'll probably leave it in the lake now that I put it in. But when I do that, it just gets covered by the migrating birds with bird shit so bad.
Yeah,
I might want to take it over to Davis, fish out of it. I got to do some work on the trailer though. I broke out my trailer lights when I was trying to get the deer out of the ice a couple years ago. And so I beat up my trailer pretty good trying to get that deer out. And that poor deer.
At least this winter there were none.
No, there wasn't any, thank God. Because, the ice actually ended up on my property this year, unlike last year where it ended up over there. Otherwise, I'd had dead deer on my property. And Pete wouldn't want that. Yeah, I could already see some bunch of that. What do you call it?
The water,
The clarity. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, well, I'm gonna go take this up. I'll be back in a minute. Hop on in there, Chief. Is there anything worse than howler monkeys?
One day I slept through. I must have. I don't know, but Giselle was like, she goes, you didn't, I go, this is so weird, I never heard any, I go, it was only one morning, and I said, you know, it's weird, I never heard one howler monkey this morning. She goes, oh my God, she goes, they were the worst today. You didn't hear them?
Were you drinking the night before or something? Well, this buoy here looks like it's pretty much in the same location. But the ice, I think, day before yesterday moved this buoy around. I turned them on. I texted Pete and said, hey, I turned them off. And then the next day I saw the ice moving around, so I turned them back on because I didn't want the ice coming down and running them over and moving them around. And it looks like this one over here got moved. Not in a bad way, but
pretty far out.
Yeah, it's
you know,
it definitely got pushed. It widened out where the buoys were between each other for sure.
Damn thing hasn't calibrated yet.
But that's good. These are spread out, and it gives a little more surface area. You know, it got so cold that first week of February that for the first time there was a frozen little bridge between the two buoys. It was the first time that's happened. So let me go over here. Oh, they're good. They're still in deep water though. Let me go over and put the sonar right above the aerator. Yep. Good enough. Don't even have to move them this year. They're at 17 feet deep, in case anybody asks. It's a good depth. Definitely some turnover in this leg. So let's see here. Let's go back to notes.
This one's higher, but it always, remember the last time we did it, it was the same thing. Little twin was a lot higher.
In what?
The oxygen. It's like right now it's over 14. Remember that one time it was really high?
It was like 12 or something. And last year, and it was only like 6.8 or 7, I thought, over it. It was almost double. Remember the first time we did it? But I wasn't sure we were doing it right. But let's see. Dissolved oxygen, is, would you say 12?
Right now it's at 14.
Whoa. Excellent.
What I'll do is I'm going to pull up the, I'll calibrate one more time. Just what the hell, you know. I think I'll pull it up now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 13.9, so.
Well, we are out here by the diffusers, and I did just turn them off the other day. I don't know if it would make any difference, but check your other reading, and then we'll motor up.
Right.
We'll motor up into the other part and see if it makes any difference. But that's a good sign.
Yeah.
We love that high dissolved oxygen. You know, it just means bigger fish, faster growing. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Faster growing, bigger fish. What are you doing?
I'm calibrating again real quick, and then I'll throw it down again.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Come on.
There might be a couple big boys swimming around here this fall.
All right.
Whoa, look at that. There's monsters on the fish finder.
Yeah, right now. So yeah, it's at 14. See, 14. going up. So yeah, this is probably pretty accurate. You know?
Excellent.
It's
So-
pretty high.
That's what we want.
Do you want me to do the pH here real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so then pH, I just go.
Wow, that is high. I'm going to say 14.3.
All right.
I'll say 14.2. I'll split the difference there. 14.2.
Now the pH here is higher, but it's not. I mean, it's more alkaline than right now. It's like 8.6, and it's going up. So it's higher than you know. But like I say, I wouldn't. I'd want to test it one more time after calibrating to make sure.
What did you say it is?
Right now it's 8.7, 8.74. But that's more normal of what we saw last. I think
It was pretty high last year. Yeah, I'd have to look, but I think it was like 8.6 something last year.
Yeah. So
8.7.
I don't know how much difference when I calibrated. How much difference it's going to make. It'll be interesting.
There's a little bit of ice down there. We'll go down in there and we'll take a look and see if there's any fish in the shallows.
Sure.
Do a little recon.